Um, so like I changed the name, but I added the end of the name, and so I kind of thought maybe I should give a bit of an explanation behind it. I don't know, because it does seem like a weird name. Just a thing, Rachel, a broken Christian. Specifically, A because we're all broken as people. That's what we are. That's fine. But it was kind of like a thing of like thing, but it was also drawing the fact that one of the reasons I started doing this is because I'm kind of getting more confident in myself, and I kind of want to put a version of myself out there that's completely authentic, where I don't lie at all. I'm not putting on a face. I'm not. This is completely unscripted. I'm not planning anything. This is just me. As you can tell in previous series, I'm very rambly because I'm just putting myself out there. And it's nerve-wracking, but I'm trying to do that because I want there to be some version of that out in the world, because the idea that it's okay to make mistakes and it's okay to be broken, and that not only God still loves you anyway, but other people will still accept you and love you anyway. Only because last year was, I was definitely very broken, and through the process of this year, I'm healing. I've been healing. At the start of this year, I've done a lot of healing, and I'm better. But I'm not whole, not yet. And I suppose it's got encapsulated in two songs most perfectly. The first one is Liar by Acadian Wilds, which was basically my whole entire mental state last year. It was a combination of imposter syndrome and literally putting up a face and lying. It was like, I am the lying man, I've made you my next victim. It's like basically the whole song is like, oh, I'm lying to everyone around me. It's like part of me felt like I was, and so it wasn't necessarily completely lying to everyone, but at the same time I was, because I wasn't really happy, but I was always putting on a smile, bright thing, wanting to be there for other people. And as much as I have a lot of self-confidence, I still want my parents to be happy about me, and I still want people to think I'm kind and happy, and there's still a perception around me that I want to make my parents proud, and that's what would have made them proud. So I haven't actually told them this yet, and I don't know if I ever will, but if they see it, well, now you found out. I failed all of my uni subjects end of last year. Like, I had 3 of them, and one of them I'd already failed in the previous semester, and I failed it again, and the other 2 I also failed. And towards the end, I was barely even going to classes except one, which I was kind of enjoying, but even then I was having trouble submitting the actual assessment for it. And the only thing that was bringing me joy at that point was church and actually swimming, which I'd done over the mid study break. Like, they have a study week in the middle, and I'd gotten my qualifications as a swimming instructor over that week, and brought, and it unintentionally sped up the process to the point where it's like, I'm really not enjoying uni. But I'm enjoying this. So it's good in the sense it's like, I actually had joy in my life, but also it was like, if I hadn't had that, maybe I might have had enough time that I might have passed at least one of my subjects. But then again, I might have gone, well, then I'll just keep pushing on, and wasn't the wake up call. It was like, yeah. It was why I was like, oh, yep, I'm definitely going to TAFE, and there wasn't really much looking into it, and my parents don't know this. I was just like, thought about TAFE, and I was like, actually, you know what, this is a good thing. I was like, as I was falling deeper and deeper, I was like, I can't pull myself out of this. Uni is going terribly. I am sinking, and in a way, I gave up, and there was no point. And even further, it's like, I completely I'm a uni dropout. And so I went to TAFE, and TAFE's actually been a lot better for me. Everything this year's been a lot better. I'm going to therapy, that's helped. But one of the key turning points, and it was very key because I actually heard this song play before I even told my parents. some of what was going on, because I did tell them that I eventually did tell them I was like, I am no longer happy. I kind of think about dying and wanting to die. I didn't make any plans, but I definitely didn't want to live anymore. I'm doing a lot better now. But yeah, that was like, was Truth Be Told by Timothy Wheeler, I think it was. But I can't remember. I even name the song. It's Truth Be Told, and it is a Christian song, but it's basically the whole thing is like this concept of telling the truth. But also like the idea that truth be told, the truth is rarely told. I say I'm fine, you're fine, but I'm not. But when it's out of control, I say it's under control. And you know it. I don't know why it's so hard to admit it. But honesty's the only way to fix it. Matthew West. It's Christian, and kind of the middle verses are they're really powerful, and they kind of like helped me a lot. It's like, you know what? I'll actually play you a bit of it. I'll leave links to both the things there, but I'll play this middle one. The door is come as you are, but out of it. If we live like that was true, every Sunday morning too would be crowded. Did you say church is more like a hospital? A safe place for the sinner in the scar and the bridal, like me. Well, truth be told, the truth is rarely told. Oh, am I the only one who says I'm fine, yeah, I'm fine, oh, I'm fine, yeah, I'm fine, but I'm not. I'm broken, and it's out of control. I say it's under control, but it's not. And you know it. I don't know why it's so hard to admit it. Being honest is the only way to fix it. There is no medicine you don't already know. Let the truth be told. And it's kind of like that. And that's just kind of the middle thing. It's like it starts off with like lie number one. Everybody's life is perfect except yours. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it it pulled me out. In a way, it pulled me out along with Spider-Man Homecoming, which was like, oh, no, Spider-Man Far From Home. No, Spider-Man No Way Home. That's the third one that basically destroyed me at the end of the movie. And I was like, I am going, like, it's like if I was in Peter Parker's situation, I would be doing that. But I can also, as objective outside viewer, recognize that as a mentally unhealthy way of seeing the world. It's like, yes, I would totally sacrifice myself for the rest of the world. It's like, oh yeah, that's a logical balance, but also like, you promised those guys that you would tell them, and it's like, oh no, but they're happy without me. It's like, I wouldn't tell them. And I would let myself have that no support network and go off and fight crime. Probably with the intention to maybe die, and he doesn't probably have that intention, but the way in which they're framing it, and it's like, oh, he's just had a grieving, yeah, that's not good. And it shouldn't have been celebrated at all. Yeah, I don't like that movie. The ending was terrible. Come at me. Like, I don't care how good the middle bits is, that ending was shit, and they should have changed it, and there's so many ways you could change it. Oh, I don't know, maybe just talking to Ned and MJ, like, that would have been a good ending. Just have him talk. Support networks are good. We should be, advocating for them. Like, I don't know, they did in, Spider-Man Far From Home, where support networks were a big part of the film, and it's like, that's good, and that's healthy coping mechanisms, and then you show bad help. It's like, I don't know what you're doing, Disney. You suck on so many levels. I don't know why I'm still participating. Oh well. But, yeah, it was like, I basically left just like tears leaking down my face. I wasn't just silently crying, just going, well, that happened and it wasn't good. But yeah, it's like this year has been going well. Going to therapy. Therapy's good. Therapy helps. If you can afford it or find a way to do some of it, like there are schemes, try and get to it if you need it. Even if you don't feel like you need it and you're not as bad, like that was one of the first things, is like acknowledging that maybe I do need help and that's okay. And that, yeah, a lot of people need help, but I'm not. Don't wait until it's. If you don't take advantage of it, it will always be. There'll always be someone who's in more pain than you. Basically, it's like there's always someone who's worse off that you'll be able to think of, and it's like, no, just take the leap and do it so it doesn't get to that point. Because I think, because it's also meant like if I was at a worse point, then maybe it would take longer to get over that, and then just maybe that's one of the reasons this system's clogged up. So like, and if not, search healthy coping mechanisms online and try and implement them. And it's one of the reasons I'm also making this, to be a person out there trying to advocate for good self-confidence, but also be kind to yourself. I suppose is a good message. Be kind to yourself. Like, everyone makes mistakes, and it doesn't matter. And you move on, and you get on with your life, and you tell people, because truth be told, honesty would fix a lot of things. Like, lying just hides them more. It makes them worse. So, as my message, I'm broken because I still kind of lie. Like, I technically failed one of my TAFE subjects. So, but I'll be able to make it up this semester, and I'll be fine, and I will still graduate at the end of this semester, and nothing will change, most likely. It won't affect anything. But it's that kind of thing of like, maybe I should have told someone that that's happened. But it's that kind of thing, like, we need to be more aware. Like, mistakes happen. Forgiveness. You shouldn't necessarily. First, the best way of saying it, you don't have to forgive your abuser. But if you weren't the victim in the situation, if the person is honestly trying to change, and this is the key thing, trying to change, as in that person hasn't just apologized, because we know sometimes apologies are like, I apologize, but actually actively working for change, then we should help them in that change. The victim definitely shouldn't be the one helping that, but other people should be coming in and doing that, because no one's beyond saving, and I think we need to work on saving, because if we don't, because if we don't work on saving people, then maybe there's a reason why they get that bad in the first place, because if we work on saving even the worst, then maybe the people that aren't so bad will feel like they can be saved, and then we'll be a better place, because try and save everyone. And you won't be able to save everyone, I suppose is the best way of saying it. You won't be able to save everyone, but try to save everyone, and the world will be better off for it. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. We've all made mistakes. We've all gone through hardships. We're all broken, but we're all loved. So thank you. That is my message for today. You are loved, and I love you. I know I don't know you personally, but if I could know you personally, probably definitely love you, I think. I hope so. Yes, I would. Maybe wouldn't like you. Who knows? Liking and loving aren't the same thing, but I would try to love you. I try to love everyone. So, bye! Bye.